What's going on, everybody? BloodOff941 here, and today we're going to be talking about an old pulse rifle. I put out a poll on the YouTube community thing. I got like 5 people to vote, which is awesome, but guess what? That's enough for me to decide that I want to do this. So, Phyllotactic Spiral is the weapon of choice from the 4 of you that interacted. So we're going to be talking about that today. But before we get started, if y'all could click the like button, hit the subscribe as well, that'd be really cool. I put out 2 videos a week, and I've been doing so for the past couple of months. Usually it's Destiny stuff, but sometimes there's some other stuff there too. So if you could, hang out for that, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much. So the Phyllotactic Spiral, what is it? Well, it's a 340 RPM high-impact arc pulse rifle. It is from Neomuna. It is a craftable weapon. It's borderline impossible to not have the pattern after finishing the campaign due to the reputation gains and everything else. It's very easy to use, it's very new player friendly, and it hits like a fucking truck. It does like 40 to the head, give or take, and that's at least 120 damage if you hit all 3 shots there. You can and will consistently 2-burst targets. I'm going to be comparing it to the Hermetic, the Messenger, and Elsie's Rifle. Elsie's Rifle drops from Onslaught and various Into the Light-based activities. It's pretty easy to acquire. The Messenger comes from Trials, and that means you gotta play Trials, which is actually not that bad, but it still can be frustrating, and it's not the easiest to get if you're not a big PvP player. And the Hermetic is a world drop, so there's no guaranteed way to get it, unless it's focusable, or at least farmable through Legend Lost sectors, depending on the weapon rotation that day. If you notice, compared to those 3, it is objectively the worst in stats. Lowest range, lowest stability, worst handling, lowest aim assist, even its mag size is tied to the lowest. One winner is recoil direction. I've been told that a higher number isn't actually better, even if I think I hate the Messenger specifically due to how garbage a base of 60 feels, but whatever. This gun is just not good on paper, but I love it. Like, I'm probably insane, but I'm advocating for a worst-in-slot weapon. I am defending garbage, but, what else is new? Haha, got him, Nade. Let's get into the perks. In column 3, you've got Under Over, Hip Fire Grip, Compulsive Reloader, Shot Swap, Tunnel Vision, Perfect Float, and Keep Away. Okay, so Under Over's probably fine. I don't think it's even needed into overshot heavy teams, however. This gun hits really hard, and this won't lower the burst count against the shielded target, so it's not that big of a deal. If you're using hipfire grip, you're smoking crack. If you want to use a hipfire pulse rifle, just use the BXR. Same with compulsive reloader. It's a complete waste. It's a complete waste of a perk. Shot swap, I actually like this perk. It really helps with low handling weapons, and this is a low handling weapon, but it's not something you really need with this archetype of pulse, and it's overshadowed by another perk in this column. Tunnel vision isn't bad. 20 aim assist is nothing to scoff at. It's just, once again, it's overshadowed. Perfect float. Look, don't try to shoot this gun in the air. The flinch resist is okay, but don't bother leading the airborne effectiveness. It's a total waste. It's a pulse rifle, so it's not as shit on by it, but it's still pretty much a waste. You're not going to get your crits unless you're really lucky, so don't bother with perfect float. And Keep Away. This is the best option. It's free range, free reload speed, and accuracy for just playing the way that you're supposed to with this weapon. This perk is boring and it's bland, but it's just the best option. I don't know how you create a perk to rival Keep Away, unless you put it in the column with any of the other really good perks. With most weapons, you are fighting either at the range that Keep Away is working, or it pushes your effective range out to where that distance is a viable option. In column 4, you've got Elemental Capacitor, Harmony, Gut Shot, Frenzy, Head Seeker, Kill Clip, and Volt Shot. Let's see, Elemental Capacitor, if you're Void or Stasis, it's viable. It helps that poor stability with the purple and makes ADS better with the dark blue. It's not bad. Harmony is great if you're not using this weapon as your workhorse, but it's a pulse rifle, I think you will be. Harmony makes your optimal kills 5 crits against all resiliences if you manage to get a kill with another weapon. I like the minigame this perk encourages you to play, so this is also a viable option. Gut Shot, delete this perk from the game, thanks. Say it with me. Frenzy is not a PvP perk. Headseeker is my personal favorite. You walk the recoil out the chest of the target, you're getting really consistent shots. Very easy to control, it's very reliable. I think Keep Away Headseeker is the combo that you want to use. There is an argument to be made for Kill Clip. It's probably a good option. I just think this weapon archetype works well in 3s, and Kill Clip, in my opinion, is a chaining perk, not a consistency one. Now, I mean, you get to clean up and then you reload really fast because, of course, you do because you got keep away or you're running something with extra reload speed. And then the next one will hit like a truck. This also pairs really well with tunnel vision because they both proc off of getting a reload after a kill. That's pretty cool if you want to chain really, really well. I would still prefer to use Headseeker here. Volt Shot, I don't think this does much in PvP. I haven't tried it, so maybe that's on me. But I'd treat this like a worse kill clip. That proc is not going to do much, and like I said, I think this works better in 3s. I would rather have a more consistent option than Volt Shot. Like I said before, my preferred role is Keep Away, Headseeker, consistent, really, really good in the neutral, really, really good gun. So if you're an intelligent person, or an avid Destiny fan, and you're watching me, so it's definitely not the first, you've probably noticed that everything I'm describing applies to every single high-impact pulse rifle in the game. Same positives, same negatives. So why the fuck do I love this gun so much? I don't know. I have no fucking idea why I got attached to this pulse rifle so hard. The perk combination I use? Not unique. Is it the fact that this can get enhanced perks and enhanced stats? Messenger's Adept. Is it because it's in the energy slot? Elsie's rifle is Void. Is it because of the backers synergy? Psy-Hermetic is Stasis. Is it the sight, perhaps?
Very clear and it's very open, but the Messenger has my favorite non-digital sight from Destiny 1, so that's not a factor. Is it the way that the gun looks? Now, that's important, but it's not the biggest factor, and it doesn't really affect the feel of the weapon.
But this gun and all the Neo Muno weapons take shaders really well, and have pretty cool accents on, like, the wave frames on the side. Like, it looks pretty cool. I don't think it's that. The only unique aspect of this weapon is the origin trait. And while good, it's not something I really factor into deciding if I'm going to take a fight or not. It doesn't really affect the feel of a gun all that much. But we should probably also talk about it, because it's an important part of the gun. Nanotech tracer rockets, and this is according to D2 Foundry. I'm going to read it verbatim here. Landing multiple hits turns your next shot into a homing rocket. Upon scoring a set percentage of the magazine capacity as hits within seconds of each, fires a tracking rocket that matches the weapon's elemental damage type. That percent of a magazine capacity is based on the weapon archetype. Pulse rifles require 45% of your magazine capacity. The rocket that's fired will deal 29 flat damage against the target hit. It's 14 impact and 15 explosive. Now that might not sound like much, but it is enough to break through overshields a small amount. It also has a slight curve to the projectile, so it can hit around corners if played correctly, potentially delaying health regen on a target you're dueling with. It also has no damage fall-off since it's an explosive, so it will hit for full damage at max range. Now, I know it says 45% in Foundry, but it doesn't feel like it's 45% of the mag. Or maybe the timer is just significantly longer than you would expect, because I'm getting procs against the targets I've hit 2 body shot bursts against. That's 6 shots in a 27-shot mag. That's not 45%. Either way, it's pretty useful as a bonus, but it's not the reason that I love this weapon. With its massive downsides, though, it pairs really well with smaller, closer range zippy options. You'll see a bunch of multi-mock footage. I also think the Allied Demand or an Adept Buzzard works really well. There's the Adjudicator, which made some waves with the 3 issue. I think there's too much range overlap if you run it with a 140, but that's not a bad choice either. Since I'm a Backrest slut, anything Stasis is a great option. Unending Tempest, maybe a good Rapacious. There's always the Immortal if you're feeling boring. That's a good weapon and will be forever. If you're looking for special weapons, Imperial Decree is a great choice. It's also craftable. I don't really think you want to use a special all that much, to be honest with you. This weapon doesn't really do well in close range, and if you don't have a close range option that's got ammo all the time, you're going to find yourself in situations where you just don't win that gunfight, or you don't want to win that gunfight, so you have to disengage and run away, and that's lame and boring. Despite what I just said, though, since Phyllotactic is a legendary, you could pair it with an exotic in the kinetic slot, like Conditional Finality or Chaperone. Like I said, I wouldn't use special weapons, so Traveler's Chosen, Rat King, Huckleberry, you have so many options. There is a lot that you can work with here. Overall, I love this gun. It's slow, but consistent. It's got bad stats, but its frame is just that good. This thing has taken me to the lighthouse more times than I've been able to count, and I'm probably using it right now while you're watching this video. I have a problem. I genuinely cannot point to anything on paper that would make me use this gun over any of the others. But here I am, 1,000 kills deep, and not looking to change. Sometimes people underestimate trash. You don't want to be that guy, do you? As with every video that I put out, this is just my opinion. Do you think that I am incorrect? Do you think that I am very correct? Do you think that I am an idiot? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. If there's a perk combination you think I'm sleeping on, I would also love to hear about it. I think this gun is great. Despite all of the shortcomings, despite all the negatives, I think this gun is fantastic. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.
A well-fought victory.